Despite my BMW 3 Series, it's safe to say the modifications I've done so far, I've given it a bit of a chavvy Poundland look. Well, that's what my haters say. And you know what? That got me thinking, what is there that I can do to really improve the chavvy Poundland look to my car? And I guess I could say it's exactly what's inspired this week's video. I'm sure most of you are aware by now, but this is my BMW 3 Series. And recently I've been taking a little bit of stick from my haters about some of the modifications that I've done. So here's a quick recap. We've changed the mirror caps. The car looks pretty nice now actually, a little bit more aggressive from the front. The front grills. Look at this. The indicators. There we go. Wonderful, that is working just fine. Car mats. Interior lighting. And finally, installing a new screen for the old CCC iDrive system. Oh my lord, this is awesome. But as this is my car and not my haters' car, what they say is not going to stop me from doing what I want to do to it. So now that we're all caught up and we know what I've done to my car, I'm going to leave my modification until last today because I've got a few things that I want to do first, like an issue that I've been having ever since I bought the car. I believe it's relatively common on these BMW 3 Series, especially these of this age. And that's the mirror likes to go all the way up and all the way down whenever I unlock or lock the car. Let me show you. So as you can see, I've got the door wide open. I'll even show you that the car's unlocked because that's up and it's the same with everything else in the car. But as soon as I go and try to press the unlock button again, watch the mirror. It moves completely by itself. I have no clue why that happens. Every time I get in the car, I have to readjust it. But I think I know the issue. I'm gonna give a go at fixing it. So first thing I'm gonna need to do is pop the mirror out. Now, I'm not actually quite sure how this comes out. I believe it's just held on by a few clips on the back, but I don't really want to smash the glass. And that's exactly what I've done. Well, I'm going to need a new mirror. That is kind of annoying, but oh well, things happen, right? Well, I got the mirror off, but at a cost. It is now completely shattered. It was kind of like a yellowy tinted one though, which I've never quite seen before. So I was gonna change it at some point anyway, because I'm not quite a fan of it. I wanted a normal mirror. But yeah, that's definitely gonna need replacing now because that is completely smashed. So now with the mirror off, and I need to take out this tiny little T10 bolt just in here. Thankfully though, I have got a solution to my mirror problem, and Whole Foods, they have got a mirror in stock. I'm very glad that they do, so I can go down and get one of them before they shut tonight. But yeah, let's just get this little bolt out now so I can get the motor away from the mirror. And now the screw moved, should be able to just pop this out forward, just like so. And that's the motor removed. Next thing we're going to do is so carefully remove these clips from the inside of here and take this back panel off of this. And there we go, and that now reveals these electrical pins here, and we're going to basically take a little bit of sandpaper to them, scratch them up, make them a little bit rough, and then coat them in a very thin layer of dielectric grease. And then hopefully that should fix the issue. Well, I've seen online that fixes the issue. Take that with a pinch of salt. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, then there might be some sort of problem laying within the actual electrical wires themselves. So like I said, just take a little bit of sandpaper and we're just going to basically scratch up these little electrical pins. Not much though. Just make them a little bit rough. And there we go. That is the little pins nicely scratched up with a bit of sandpaper. Now we're going to take the tiniest little bit of silicone dielectric paste, lubricant basically, and we're going to just try and get a very, very thin layer on all of these pins. You don't need much, just a tiny amount. As all we're trying to do is just put a small bit of lubricant on them so that they aren't going to get corroded together or anything like that. Just a tiny little bit. There we go. That is a little bit of dielectric paste added. Let's put this all back together and see if this has fixed the issue. So I've got the mirror back together. Let's see if it's working. No. I didn't think it would work, and clearly it hasn't. That's annoying. So I actually have no clue what the issue could be. I've read online that apparently with the spare key, you can almost reset like the car, and then everything, like the radio will be reset, the mirrors will be reset, everything like that. I might give that a go at some point, but I didn't have any hope that would work, and it did not. We're just gonna have to try and figure out something else, but that's annoying. So we may have failed miserably with fixing the mirror, but here in this box is my next Chavy Poundland modification. So like I said then at the start of the video, I took inspiration from my hate comments of the Chavy Poundland look with my car. I gone and got myself some wind deflectors to just add to it, and probably to rattle a few of you guys even more. But more on a real note, I'm glad I've got wind deflectors, because when it's warm weather like it is in the UK at the moment, but it's a little bit windy, it's difficult to have the window down whilst it's windy. So having these allows the window down to allow some cold air into the car whilst it's really hot. So then that saves me having to use the AC, which doesn't really use the motor and will not waste my AC gas. So when I got these Formula 1 series, they didn't take very long at all to put on, probably 5 minutes max, and they're gonna take 5 minutes again, really easy. There's little sticky tabs that are on them. They sit up on the inside of the seal on the window, and there's a few clips that go up in there just to hold them in place. Once done that, they're all done. So the first thing I've done is roll down the window, which gives you a little bit more space to work with. And then we're just gonna try and push the wind deflector itself up in behind where the window sits, and then bend it on top to then push the rest of this in, hopefully. So with this now in place, I'm gonna take these clips here, and you see these little sharp bits here, they need to sit facing the inside of the car so they hook onto the inner rubber trim, and push this and hold it in place. So the easiest way that I find to do this is to take the clip, take a card, and you literally use my Costa card, you put it on the card, push it roughly into place where you want it to be. I'd say somewhere around about there. And then you push that up into place, just like that. It'll hook onto the inside rubber piece, push the wind deflector out, hold it in place. And there we go, just like that. That is one deflector installed on my driver's side door. That is well in, and that is not going anywhere. Looks pretty cool too. I don't mind the look of a wind deflector, but I'm now going to do that to my other 3 windows really quickly. So let's get all 3 of those wind deflectors on and have a look at the car afterwards. There it is. That is all the wind deflectors put on. That did not take long at all, like I said it wouldn't. What do we think now? Have we got the Chavy Poundland look? I'm thinking we've got the Chavy Timu look. Even worse. But no, I actually don't mind the look of these. I think it looks pretty nice on the car. What do you think? Let me know down below. If you don't like them, that's fair enough. I mean, wind deflectors are 50-50 of a lot of people. To be fair, I may end up taking them off at some point because the windows don't go up properly. They want to come back down, but that is just a normal issue. So there we have it then. That is the wind deflectors now installed. But there is one thing I want to talk about, and we hit 1,000 subscribers today, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. All 1,000, I think 13 of you at the moment. I am so thankful for every single one of you who've hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate all of you, really making dreams come true over here. But this is only the beginning. I really want to stress that, because right now what I've got is not where I want to be. So I'm going to work my absolute socks off to try and get the best cars I can possibly get on my channel to either build, possibly rebuild, modify, whatever it is, and show you guys. But as a thank you for 1,000 subs, next week I'm gonna do a pretty special video, because I'm gonna splash a little bit of cash and get a very tasteful modification for my car, which I think all of you will actually appreciate. If I was to give you a little bit of a hint, there's 4 of them. They're down here on each corner of the car. Is it wheels? Is it suspension? What is it? Whatever you think it is, leave it down below. But there is one thing that has been heavily requested in the comments for all of my videos recently, and that is to polish up my headlights and get rid of this horrible yellowness and bring them back to looking almost stock and brand new again. So I've gone and picked myself up one of these, a headlight restoration kit. They've got different grit levels, which I think you attach onto some sort of bit for a drill, and then you can go over, polish the lights up. I think there's also a polish in here, as well as a sealer or like a ceramic coating to cover the lights after they've been done. But it's getting quite late and it's getting dark, so we're gonna do this tomorrow, but that'll be right now for you. And just like that, it is a new day. The weather is immaculate today, actually. Really, really, really nice. Good weather to try and polish up these headlights. What do you think? Give them a clean, and we'll get some tape around all the parts of the paintwork that we don't want to scratch up. We'll get polishing. So I've just covered up everything around the headlight. I'm leaving just the headlight exposed. So what I'm gonna do is use this kit here. It's a Holt's headlight restoration kit. We've got different grits of sandpaper. We've got 800, 1500, 2000, 3000. I'll use the sandpaper on here to start with. And then we've got a polishing paste, which I'm gonna put on afterwards. And then finally a protective coating on afterwards. And hopefully it won't be yellow and it will look nice and clear and almost brand new again. It's the next day yet again. I was busy last night, so I couldn't finish the headlight, but this morning so far, I've managed to go from 800 to 1000, 1500, and now 3000 grit sandpaper. This is really, really smooth. Next thing we need to do is go with polish and a microfiber cloth to wipe this in, hopefully giving the headlights a nice shine, and then finally put a protective coat on. And then when we've done that, we should have one finished polished headlight. Hopefully that is anyway. Let's get this polish on, and fingers crossed it all goes to plan. And we are done. That is my driver's side headlight complete. I must say, on the passenger side, it's a little bit of yellowing. You can see like all of these kind of marks and everything. On this side, there's not much yellowing now. It's definitely clearer headlight, but it's not really improved it at all. It is nowhere near as shiny as what the passenger side is, and you can really tell because you look at the actual back of the headlights there, it's a little bit misty, and on here you can see it's nice and shiny. That's not a huge issue for me, so we'll be changing the headlights a little bit further down the line, so I'm not too bothered that that hasn't gone as planned. But if you have any tips on how I could have done that differently, please let me know down below. All help is appreciated. So just before we wrap up this week, earlier in the video I obviously said next week is a pretty special video. We've got 4 things that we can be changing on the corner of the car, but earlier this morning that thing came in. I'm going to show you in just a second, so get your guesses in down below. I'll give you 5 seconds to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope your guesses are down below. Well, what we've picked up is a set of brand new coilovers. The reason being is my ones right now, well, my shock absorbers right now are leaking oil and then pretty bad shape. But here we've got some lovely green and gold coilovers to fit next week. So to not miss me putting them onto my BMW 3 Series, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and stay tuned. That'll be out next week on Sunday, 6 PM as usual. But if you want to follow along the channel and feel like contributing just a little bit, possibly consider becoming a member. It's only £2 a month and there'll be a lot of extra benefits. I'll be working closely with my members on my car and towards some other projects, hopefully down the line. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, hit that join button. But for now, I will be wrapping it up just there on the bombshell of these coilovers. I hope you're excited for that next week on Sunday. I'll see you then when we put them on the car. Have a fantastic week, guys. I'll catch you then. Peace out.